Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Enlightened World Network's Meditation a Day. I'm Teri Angel here with my beautiful co-host, ShaRon Rea.
Hello, Teri. Hello,
Good
everyone.
morning. It's so good to be here. Our darling Ruth is off for a little bit, and we are stepping in. And we're not going to fill her shoes, but we're going to be here doing what we do, which is meditate. And on Sunday mornings, we do what's called a silent meditation. We're going to play music for you. You won't be silent, but we will be behind the scenes while the music is playing. And we're just going to tune into spirit and see what comes through. So we invite you to do the same thing. Just listen to the music and go wherever spirit takes you. And when we come back in about 25 minutes or so, we will share what spirit told us. Let's see what happens. So let's get going with this. I'm going to mute us and then turn the music on. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, ShaRon.
Welcome back, Teri.
Oh, what a beautiful experience today. I am so honored to be here with you.
Me too, sweetie.
Such a beautiful place to just sit with somebody that you're comfortable with and to say, Archangels, what do you want us to know?
Yeah.
And this was a very interesting experience.
Mm-hmm.
To just allow them to show us. And the first thing we were shown were clouds.
Yeah.
I love clouds myself. I really love clouds.
Yeah.
You know, Colorado has some very unique cloud formations. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed that over the last few months, just watching those formations. And then I come here to be with beautiful ShaRon, and the sky here, it's hard to describe it.
It's not sky blue. It's a different shade of blue, and it's vast and clean and empty of clouds most of the time.
Yes. Yeah, we had clouds, was it yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Or day before? And ShaRon goes, we don't have that.
That's unusual.
Which is one thing I hear as I travel around and people are talking to me about their part of the world. It's like, we don't have weather like this, or we don't have things like this happen, but that's okay. That was our first image, was what we got, was the sky, the clouds. And then it became this perfectly clear, beautiful Arizona sky that is just immense, just absolutely breathtaking when you stand and look at it. And so it led us to different places, and we thought about newness and freshness and having a new start with a clean slate.
Yeah.
So that was some clearing that was done, clearing the clouds away from the sky so it could be like a clean slate. And then what do we want?
Yeah. What do you need? What do you want?
Yeah. What do you want to put on that clean slate? And you were enjoying just the freshness and the clean slate.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that too. I love just seeing that. And sometimes, you know, when we have a space, like a room, we think we got to fill up that space. We got to put something on that wall. But sometimes it's just the simpleness of it.
And that's what frustrates me sometimes about Arizona is it is a vast, wonderful, empty palette. And I enjoy the beautiful nature of Arizona, which is different than many other places. Mm. And yet I just see development, build. And I go back and forth. I know it's wonderful, so people want to come here. And of course, welcome. I came here. Somebody built my house here. Right. And at the same time, I really enjoy the natural beauty of nothing there but what God and Mother Earth decided.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just like looking at a beautiful scene like the one in our background. You know, I was actually there in that place with our blue up in Vermont. It's a beautiful little area she took me to. But we can appreciate wherever we're at, whatever we've been given here on this earth. And we talked about being comfortable with who we are. And once we're comfortable in our own being, then we expand that feeling of, okay, I'm just a clean slate. I'm just ready for whatever comes through. And we went into gratitude. And I remembered a dear friend that left his body several years ago. And he would always talk about gratitude. And his thing was practice gratitude success. And I was telling ShaRon, I never fully understood what he meant. I think until when we did this meditation. And it's not that you're practicing like rehearsing, practicing. It's doing. It's a practice. Just like a doctor they have a practice, but it's not that they are rehearsing and I'm disappearing. It's not they're rehearsing, they're doing. So to practice something is to do it. So you're practicing gratitude until you're successful at that's how you are.
Yes.
You're just that. You are gratitude. You're grateful in everything. And we expanded it out to not judgment.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Yes, I have a movement, no judgment, just love. And of course, we judge all the time. This movement is to invite you to practice the essence of unconditional love, which is, yes, we judge, take a pause, and find the space to more love. And that's a daily, minute-to-minute practice, because in the world, there's so many things that'll trip you up and separate you and cause you to judge yourself or other people, or the water's not flowing right, the flowers aren't blooming the way I want, all of those things. But if you practice being, as Teri said, being no judgment, just love, being the gratitude, being grace, it becomes who you are.
Yeah. Being abundant. It's like everything just flows. Whatever it is that comes in with that clean slate of just opening up to just accept it. And ShaRon, you had a statement that you came up with about forgiveness.
Yes. There's so many perspectives of how easy forgiveness is, how difficult it is, whether you're willing to forgive. There's just so many opportunities for people to describe that activity. And what I felt in the message of no judgment, just love is this: forgiveness is only needed where judgment exists.
So true. And it is so easy to judge, but it's just as easy not to judge, because that's a conscious decision. And when we're comfortable with ourselves, as we were saying, we're going to be more comfortable around others, and we're going to be more accepting. And that's the key. Accept everyone, that we're all doing the best we can here in these human bodies. We're doing the best we can. And when we can love each other unconditionally, we're walking each other home. We're helping each other see our magnificence.
I think for me, the word acceptance trips me up a little bit, because in my history, the definition of acceptance means I had to somehow be closer, or I had to agree with you, or I had to make it all right. And there's some things I just can't get there. So allowance has been the word that for me fits a little, because I can allow you to be you. I don't have to agree with you. If I do, then we can hang out closely together. And if I don't have to hang out with you. I don't have to be in your space, but I can still allow you without judgment to be who you are. Because as Teri said, we're all just practicing. We're all doing the best we can.
I think that was our huge message today. And we felt it coming in from Archangel Gabriel. And I always like to call the angels in when I meditate. And as soon as Gabriel came in, it was like, I'm here, present and center, and ready to lead you where I want you to be able to understand more fully.
Yeah.
And that's the thing when we meditate. Meditation is such a great practice,
Yeah.
a spiritual practice. And when you do, just ask to be shown. Just ask, what's the message that I need to get during this time of meditation?
And you know, what's interesting to me now is, because the angels and your higher self have a grander vista of everything, and we're down here with a smaller vista, sometimes when I ask, what am I shown? They already did 3 days ago. Like 3 days ago, I got the answer to a question I didn't know I was needing.
Yeah. And that brings us to another point that we came up with during that meditation, was not going backwards.
Right.
You know, if you've been shown something, go into the energy of it without going into maybe the doubt. Did I hear it right? Am I really seeing that? Or, you know, is that real? And asking for more confirmation. You know, I used to be really bad at asking for confirmation. I know that God got tired of me. Like, there she goes asking for another sign.
Yeah.
So I think it's a confidence that when we do hear a message or we're shown something, like, thank you, just go into gratitude, practice gratitude. Just be grateful for it. Don't question it. And stop asking for the confirmations. That was my message that I got years ago. It was like every time that I want to know something or want to be sure what I was seeing, I'm like, can you just show me again? Can you show me another sign? And it was so funny because we'd gone somewhere in all of this drift of our meditation, and all of a sudden the coffee pot exhaled.
Yes, loudly. It was great.
Like, yeah, you got it.
And this morning I was, there's something that I would like to come in to physical space. And 2 days ago I said, is this going to happen? And I heard yes. And it didn't happen that day. And the next day I started to get a little doubtful. And I asked again, which is what Teri is saying about confirmation. And then I got this beautiful epiphany.
She hasn't had coffee.
Yeah. It's still exhaling over there. This beautiful answer of, it's not if it's going to, because you are in control of it going to, ShaRon. So trust that you have manifested this, and when the timing is right, it will come true. I thought that was such a peaceful answer, and I'm ready to practice that space of, okay, whatever I want. If I like the background, if I just keep flowing with it and don't get stuck on the rocks and overthink it or doubt it or mistrust it, it'll just flow.
Yeah. And that's a big key, not to overthink, not to overanalyze. You know, it's when we get out of our head and stop all of that stinking thinking, like, you know, the egos say, nah, that's never going to happen, ShaRon. You're never going to have that. You know, well, who do you think you are?
Right.
But when we go in our heart, where there's only love, we're practicing unconditional love when we're in our heart, then we know that the world is our oyster and there is so much abundance. There's so much of everything that we could possibly need. So stay in your heart and stay blessed. That's a message the angels gave me a few years back. And I use it every day. Every day, if I start doubting something or thinking that I'm not abundant or thinking that I'm not enough, then I need to go back into my heart. That's their message.
And Teri, you know what I just saw the image of when you said go into your heart? I said, I wonder if people know how to get there. Like, what is that? And I saw my brain, and there were a lot of suitcases that I was holding. And that, I don't know why the suitcase was the image, but there are a lot of thoughts that I was holding, and that's appropriate for the brain because that's what it does. But there's a road from my brain to my heart that if I haven't traveled it and know what's upcoming in my heart, I'd take all those thoughts on that road and bring them to my heart. But the way to get to your heart is to not be encumbered by stuff and thoughts and heavy things or anything. You just leave those thoughts at the brain, at your house, at the beginning of your journey, and take that road empty-handed into your heart where everything is there already. You don't have to bring stuff to it. Whoa.
You don't need the
You
suitcases.
don't need the suitcases.
Leave them behind.
That felt good.
That's all. And, and bringing that into also thinking about in this day and age when we fly on an airplane, it costs money to take more bags.
Yes.
So think about that when you're thinking about what ShaRon just shared. It's going to cost you if you take all of those suitcases and you try to travel with them into your heart. And what's the cost? What is that cost? You're blocking your flow. So,
and look at behind us, just flowing.
Open up to the flow.
Up and over the rocks, it's still flowing.
Yes. This has been such a wonderful time together today, friends. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for allowing us to share what Spirit has shared with us and to live it out loud here with you. And thank you to ShaRon. Oh, what a beautiful experience together.
Yeah.
I love this.
And thank you to Ruth for allowing us to jump into your spot so you can get some restful time.
Absolutely. And have safe travels, my dear friend, as you travel back. Oh, Tanya, thank you for being with us. And I hope that this has blessed anyone who has stumbled upon it or searched for a time with Spirit today. Stay in your hearts. Enlightened World Network brings you a meditation every day of the week. And you can find that and many other programs that will enrich your life and enrich your spirituality right here. So keep coming back, and thank you so much for being with us, for sharing this time together. And we hope you have a beautiful rest of your day as you go about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
ShaRon,
everyone. Thank
I
you.
love you.
I love you too, Teri.
Take good care.